pong Pilipino ang nagtatrabaho dyan, and it's good to see them enjoying themselves. Yun nga, kahit natalo kahapon kontra sa Lebanon, they were still treated to a good performance in the first 3 quarters. Di nga lang naging maganda yung tapos. Let's see if Gilas Pilipinas will be able to secure a bounce back here in this match. AJ Edu will jump it up. And the game is live. Yung mga dapat abangan po is Mohamed Taha, tremendous scorer for Egypt, averaging 19.5 points per ball game. As you can see, Scotty Thompson pushing. Didiretso sila sa poste kay Junmar Fardo, running that triangle. Edu swings it. Now they will go to Dwight Ramos, posting up down low. Sneaky pass, Junmar Fardo, the one-hander, won't get the bounce. And rebounding will be a very tough challenge for Gilas because of the size of this Egypt side. Good defense so far mula sa Gilas Pilipinas, preventing all opportunities for Egypt to attack, and they poke the ball free. Ramos is ahead, and he is gone. First 2 points of the matchup that sends this crowd into an early frenzy. Metwali of the handoff. Oh, great drive there. As Gilas, their defense is a little too worried about the role of the big man na bitawan. Itong si Adel Metwali scoring the first 2 points of the matchup. Ooh! Sorry, missed there inside coming from Scotty Thompson. Straight away 3. I'll be strong with Junmar taking care of the rebound. Thompson directing traffic now for Gilas Pilipinas. Pinch post for AJ Edo. Brownlee with the touch. JB. Pick and pop. Jumper short for AJ. And Egypt will be on the run here. The drive. Oh, results to an offensive foul against number 12. That is Youssef Wael Abushusha. Pushing off against the chest of AJ Edu, resulting to the turnover. All right, first 2 minutes already gone here in this matchup. Brownlee, that familiar jumper is sweet. You know, the scoring has not been a problem for JB, but it is taking care of the basketball that he is a little challenged with in this particular tournament. 4-2 start for Gilas Pilipinas. 7 on the shot clock, a delayed offense once again. And that's a rush shot from Egypt, but Metwali gets the rebound back. Metwali goes inside. Nice timing on the steal from AJ Edu. Forward pass to Brownlee, did not catch it clean, so the defense will recover for Egypt. Fajardo on the post. AJ open once again. This time he strokes it in. Egypt is packing the paint, but they are giving up mid-range looks for Gilas Pilipinas. Good defense from Junmar. A couple of blocks from the Kraken. Scotty pushing, attacking middle. AJ. Careless ball handling there. Metwali with a takeaway. Almost another stop for Gilas. Metwali from the outside, short on the triple. Solid defense once again so far for Gilas. Quick seal, Dwight Ramos is fouled inside. He'll be taking 2. They're not shying away from running early. If you get a rebound against a team that is taller, that should mean there will be opportunities to go on the run para sa Gilas Pilipinas. Ngayon, 2 free throws para kay Dwight Ramos. The first one is good, as he's starting off on a great note. No more signs of his offensive struggles that transpired yesterday in the game against Lebanon. 2 for 2 for Dwight, as the Philippines will extend their lead to 6. Scotty defending here. Metwali on the drive and kick. There was a foul on the pass. Not a problem just yet for Gilas. It might be AJ Edu tagged with this one. The camera's on him, but I think the foul was on Scotty Thompson. Baseline throw in here for Egypt. They squeeze their way inside. That will be a miss coming from Abushosha. Ramos on the push. He has a smaller defender. Talking about Justin Brownlee, he makes his move. Secondary defender is there. AJ for 3. That won't go, but a great look for Edu. Egypt is allowing the big man to take shots from the outside. Good pass. That's the alley-oop play completed. Anas Osama Mahmoud with a two-handed throwdown. And that is the skill, the talent of the guards from Egypt. They know how to locate their shooters and their dunkers, their cutters as well. This is an advantage for Dwight Ramos, posting up against a smaller defender. Forces his way, but he loses the basketball. Another turnover for Gilas. Tatabong Egypt. Oh, but that is denied completely by AJ Edu. Couple of blocks early for Gilas Pilipinas. One officially registered by June Marfardo, although I think he should have had 2 already. But the next one belongs to AJ Edu. Good movement from Egypt, but they're coming up dry from the three-point range. A push pass. Brownlee is ahead. Comes up short as he tried to finish on the left side. But again, all these opportunities to push are valuable for Gilas Pilipinas just to avoid the setting up of the taller Egyptian side. That'll be short. But Anas will get the offensive rebound. They swing it. Another outside shot. This time it's good. It's a 1-point lead only for Gilas now with that triple. Again, Egypt undefeated. Good pass inside. Junmar creating space. And he's called for steps. Worried about the length of Anas. Junmar shuffled his feet. That will be another turnover. The third throwaway for Gilas here in the first quarter. Opportunity for Egypt now to get the lead for the first time. Drive on the left side is money for Egypt as they take the lead 9-8 against Gilas. Brownlee from the outside. No. Putback is good for AJ Edu. Second bucket of the matchup for AJ. But that will be another foul drawn by Egypt. 10-9, a 1-point lead for Gilas Pilipinas. This was Ehab Amin Saleh, the guy who just scored a bucket for Egypt, missing on that one as he was fouled. But it was before the shot attempt. Newsome checking in, replacing Scotty Thompson. As we continue on with the first quarter. Newsome hounding the ball handler. There's a switch now. Dwight Ramos defending the guard. They go inside. Oh, that's a tough pass. But it landed perfectly to Omar Tarek Orabi. Lead shifts back to Egypt as they're really settling in and focusing their attack on the interior. Elbow jumper is good for JB. He's sensing that his defender is overplaying him. So that was a quick backdoor cut that led to the mid-range J. Oh, good turnaround move there And it is money. 4 points in the ball game for Ihab Amin Saleh. Ramos up top. Uses the screen. Throws it up for 3. No, the back tap from Junmar lands with the opposing side. Quick attack. Open 3. And that is good. Wow, instant impact for Ihab Amin Saleh with a quick burst of 7 points coming off the bench. JB taking it to the tall defenders, gets the ball back. A short stab is good for Brownlee. Leading all Gilas scorers now is the tireless naturalized player for Gilas Pilipinas with 6 points in the match. That will be an illegal screen. All credit to the tenacious defense as usual coming from Chris Newsom, forcing the screener to extend his hip just a little bit. And Omar Tarek Orabi will be tagged with a personal turnover against Egypt. Gilas Pilipinas shooting 6 of 14 from the field right now. Egypt a little better at 7 of 15. But the turnover is still hounding our Philippine side. That will be a foul called against Newsom on that chase down attempt. Fourth turnover against Gilas Pilipinas. Egypt has a couple more with 6. But again, this has been a big issue for Gilas in their 3 games here in Doha. And that will be 8 points from turnovers now for Egypt. Make that 9 off of that second free throw make. Minute and 40 remaining in our first quarter. Brownlee to Edu. Again, for Egypt, the defense is obvious. They pack the paint. That will be a flop. And Junmar makes his defender pay. That was Mustafa Mohamed El Mekawi trying to draw the attention of the referees. That alley-oop attack won't go anywhere. Brownlee, the extra pass to Oftana, but the defense recovers for Egypt. Newsom will call play instead. The Philippines down by 2. Back to the post-up. Junmar faces up instead. Brownlee, top of the key. Ball screen action. Foul drawn by the Philippines. It will be the defender of Justin Brownlee. They have Amin Saleh trying to find the personal instead. Junmar Fardo will take a break here, but he will have to play major minutes because of the size of Egypt. Carl Tamayo will step in as a power forward in this setup. Newsom looking for JB. Brownlee launches. Comes up short for 3. Last couple of possessions remaining before the end of our first quarter of action. 18-16, a 2-point lead for Egypt. Another 3 on the way. This time, the tap goes outside and it is off Brownlee. AJ Edu, Justin Brownlee have played all of the minutes available so far for Gilas here in the first quarter. No substitutions yet for those 2 players. Another outside shot for Egypt. Won't fall. Edu claims another rebound. His 3rd of the game. Brownlee, the defense caught napping, and he converts for 3 to take the lead for Gilas. Too much space allowed for JB as he burns them from deep. He has 9 points in the game. Counter three won't work, and that will be the end of our first quarter of action. Gilas Pilipinas. Puyat Pilipinas. Puso para sa Gilas, 19 to 18 in favor of the Philippine side. Newsome, that's his spot, but he overcooks it. Newsome coming off the bench to try and help and set a place for Scotty Thompson, who he subbed out earlier in the first quarter. Again, AJ Edu, no rest yet in this ball game. Another good stop for Gilas. Oh, Tamayo was not aware that the ball was already sent forward. Counter fast break attack, and it results to a 3-point shot for Amir Zaran. And a frustrated timeout coming from Coach Tim Cone because that was a stop already, but they got greedy on the break. They tried to run quickly and it hurt the cause of Gilas Pilipinas, and that is why Coach Tim Cone called that timeout just to remind his players that they should have figured things out already after two games here in your second Doha International Cup. It will be Newsome, Malonzo of Tana Tamayo and AJ Edu on the floor now for Coach Tim. Oh, they will test the ball handling of Gilas Pilipinas, talking about Egypt with that full court press. Look at the bodies, the four defenders. The press break almost results to a turnover once again for Gilas, but they will recover. Newsome looking for his options. Edu pops out. Hand off to Tamayo. He has been tearing it up in Korea. The one-hander, no. And that ball was last touched by Malonzo. On the other side, the five for Egypt are Zaran, Mohab Yasser, their top scorer Ehab Amin Saleh, Mustafa Muhammad, and Khaled Abdel Nazar. 2-point advantage for Egypt, scoring the first 3 points of this second quarter. Good drive, but he comes up short. There was a foul. Might be on the rebound. Carl Tamayo whistled with the personal. Rebounding will be a tough challenge, especially for a power forward of Carl Tamayo's size against the taller players and more veteran players of Egypt. Hand off now to Ehab. He has been a thorn on the side of Gilas, comes up short on that fall-away jumper. Malonzo pushing. Oh, AJ Edu hesitated on taking that mid-range jumper. That goes nowhere once again. As of Tana was hoping for a dive to the corner, resulting to another throwaway, another turnover for Gilas. Coach Shemcon could do nothing else but shake his head. 6 turnovers early for Gilas. Luckily, they're only down by 2 here. That will be a traveling violation. It was a 2-step, but it was, I believe, with the same foot. Let's see it once again. Yep. Same foot traveling for Zaran. So AJ Edu finally taking his first break of the matchup. As Junmar Fajardo returns to action. Question now is, who can power their offense with Justin Brownlee on the bench? Who can create for Gilas? Might as well go back to Junmar. Fajardo banging. Junmar one-hander. Too strong off the bank. Quick attack for Zaran. He takes it straight to the defense of Newsome to score on the layup. 5 points in the matchup for Amir Zaran to extend their lead back up to 4. Newsome trying to go to the straight post up against a smaller defender in Chico. Was he able to convince the referee to give him 2 free throws? That will be negative. So baseline throw in for Gilas. Malonzo will be called for the offensive foul. Turnover number 3 for Gilas here in this second quarter. Coach Tim Cohn believes it was a flop, but there was a slight extension coming from Malonzo that got the attention of the referees. Zaran, another 3 on the way. Won't work this time. 23-19, still a 4-point lead for Egypt. 3 minutes already gone here in your second quarter. Fajardo back to the post up. A sloppy pass, but Gilas will recover. Malonzo goes baseline. The pass stands to Doftana. Extra pass. Tamayo converts from the outside. Finally, a bucket here in the second period for Gilas Pilipinas. That was almost 3.5 minutes without a single point in the second quarter. Now, can they defend? The scoop layup is good. And that's with a foul as well. Check out this attack from Mohamed Taha. But before that, a triple from Carl Tamayo. You can see Justin Brownlee was his biggest cheerleader from the bench because they need him to regain his flow, regain his confidence, wearing the Pilipinas jersey, and 1 play completed by Egypt. So that completely erases the 3-point conversion from Carl Tamayo. Newsome off the handoff. Tamayo with a smaller defender. He will post up here. And they will draw a foul. Ball will stay on the side of Gilas Pilipinas with a fresh 14 on their clock. And nothing complicated for Carl Tamayo when he saw that a guard was defending him. Just tried to carve out space inside and post up. Oftana could not pull the trigger. Malonzo up top. Uses a screen from Tamayo. Another Gilas turnover. Zaran is ahead and he slams it home. Counterattack for the Philippines is thwarted. Egypt's defense setting up now. Newsome wiggles free, and he draws a foul for 2 free throws this time. It is still the points from turnovers hurting the cause of Gilas Pilipinas, allowing Egypt to score easy buckets. But when the defense is set up, the percentage drops drastically for Egypt. So the key really, shot selection and taking care of the basketball for Gilas. Newsome misses on the second free throw, but luckily he will be given a replacement.
ليس غريب على الملاعب القطرية. كان ليه تجربة احتراف أكثر من ناجحة في نادي الشمال القطري. لاعب ارتكاز.
Newsome takes full advantage of it to inch the Philippines closer. Down by 5 here against Egypt.
قوة ضربة تحت السلة في النادي الأهلي. أنس طبعا معلم كبير.
14 on the shot clock for Egypt. Brownlee back in the game. Another 3 for Zaran. Misses this time. Oftana gets the rebound. Tamayo to Junmar. Elbow jumper. Strong. But that is the shot that you will have to trust Junmar Fajardo with. He will tire himself out if he tries to bang against a bigger front line of Egypt. Another miss here for Egypt. Nusam to Oftana, the layup. Did that hit the backboard? It did. Egypt asking for a review, asking for a challenge. Oh, it looked like it did.
الكرداني بيقول للجميع اقعد.
Looked like it hit the board first.
عاوز التشالنج ده اللي بيحصل دلوقتي. الحكم الاول بيطلب التشالنج.
And the challenge was already called. I think at the
هنا قرار تصويب بالصعب وانا سعيد.
Oh, it looked like yep, it was a clean block.
خلاص الكرة انتهت بيقول له ماتت. المدرب الامريكي
It looked like a clean block on
15 سنة.
the slow-mo. And Coach Tempone, I think, is asking for a jump ball. But in FIBA, it is imminent possession. Who had the ball immediately after the play that was reviewed? So the ball will go to Egypt. 28-23, a 5-point lead for Egypt. They just rifle it inside and trust that their bigs will secure those alley-oop passes. Anas has been a tremendous source of points on alley-oop plays. Has gotten a couple of dunks already here in the first half as Egypt will build their biggest lead of the ball game. Another timeout. This kid, as they've allowed Egypt to build a 7-point lead. It is a 12-4 quarter so far in favor of Egypt. Brownlee draws a foul. Egypt not yet in penalty. We saw some of the members of the contingent for Gilas, Pilipinas. Arts Program Director L. Francis Shua. SIPB Commissioner Willie Marshall. Fajardo dumps it inside now. Brownlee on the post-up. JB gets to his spot. The jumper short. Not a lot of movement there. Gilas trying to play the percentage, trying to go to their most consistent source of points in Justin Brownlee. Just could not sink it there. Ehab, they swing it. Another outside shot, in and out. Junmar takes care of the rebound. Quick pass inside. Extra pass coming from Tamayo as Junmar secures a bucket in this shaded area. Good passing coming from Gilas, Pilipinas. Tamayo sensing that the defense of Omar Tarek committed to him. Lead down to 5 for Egypt. 3:15 left in your second quarter. Another 3-point shot goes in and out against Egypt. But the ball will remain on their side. I think at the last moment, the ball was bounced off of Carl Tamayo. So 13 on the shot clock for Egypt. They will try again. They will keep trying from the 3-point distance. Won't work for them. They're 3 of 16 from downtown. Good seal. Junmar. Oh, the defender just too big for him there. Another 3-point launch. Finally, it falls. For Mohamed Taha, 9 points in the matchup for him. And perhaps worrying about the size of Egypt's bigs. The guards are now punishing the defense of Gilas with outside shots. Another turnover, this time tagged against Chris Newsome. In comes Scotty Thompson for him. 8-point lead now for Egypt. 2.5 remaining in your second quarter. Another outside shot. Strong this time around, but the ball will stay on the side of Egypt. They're looking for ball screen action. Thompson doing well to defend, and they crowd the middle and get the stop. Foul will be drawn by Thompson.
لاعب يعني اكثر من رائع محمد طه بصراحه. شفناه هنا
Mido with the foul. That's his nickname, of course, Mohamed Taha. As Dwight Ramos is ready to check back into this matchup, Scotty Thompson will be taking 2 free throws as Egypt is in penalty.
راموس هذا اللاعب هو نجم الشباك. عارفين ممثلين السينما؟
Brownlee leading Gilas Pilipinas with 9 points. Actually leading all scorers, but he has not been able to get himself going here in the second quarter. Second free throw rattles out against Scotty. 33-26. Only 7 points for Gilas here in the second period.
يعني الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية اللي فيها ال NBA الباسكت برضو مش رقم واحد هناك. عندهم الألعاب زي الرجبي والبيسبول والألعاب دي واخدة جزء كبير في الولايات المتحدة.
Foul given up there by Gilas Pilipinas, and they're also in penalty. Tamayo exits. Then comes Kevin Kiambao. And Yusef Wael Abu Shusha is on the line for 2. An opportunity to extend their lead to its biggest, but he misses the first.
Bad luck يا شوشة. يوسف يهدر الرمية الحرة الأولى. الكرداني على فكرة الكوتش اللي هو بيتولى مسؤولية المنتخب الوطني.
And after this, Gilas Filipinas will be headed home, but only very quickly as they will be gearing up for 2 away games against Chinese Taipei and New Zealand. KQ misses on the triple. 33-26, a 7-point lead still for Egypt. This is Mido against a taller but slower defender. They kick it out. The big will throw it up from downtown. Wow, even he can make a 3. That is Omar Tarek Orabi. Now with 5 points in the game, 10-point lead, the biggest lead of the match for Egypt. Another near turnover for Gilas. Ramos will save it. Oh, but the stop is completed by Egypt. They throw it away though. No, but it looks like Scotty mishandled. As the forward pass was not on point. Scotty, though, just loses that ball to the sideline. Oh, sheer frustration coming from Coach Tim. Minute and 13 left. 9 on the shot clock for Egypt. A pass to the corner. Another 3. Earlier it was the guards. Now it will be the bigs hurting Gilas from the outside. Back-to-back 3s for Orabi. But AJ Edu counters with a baby hook. But Egypt, boy, they've been letting it fly from downtown. 23-point attempts already as they're powering their offense from the outside here in the second quarter. Shusha, tough pass stolen. Ramos pushing. Dwight to Scotty. Cross-court pass to Brownlee. JB fakes a 3. Attacks. JB to the corner. They swing it. Great look for KQ. Rims out on the triple. Last shot time for Egypt. Leading by 11 points, 39-28. Only 9 points for Gilas here in the second quarter. That might be late. Won't go either. And that will end our first half of action. And it is a full house as a result.
مع الشوط الثاني
of the participation of Gilas Pilipinas. Qatar will be the host for the 2027 FIBA Basketball World Cup. So this should be something that the basketball world will see in just a few years' time. Hoping, of course, that Gilas will qualify to the big dance. Miss coming from Junmar Fajardo in the first attempt for Gilas here in the second half. Let's see what the adjustments might be, especially defensively for Gilas, but they give up that sneaky cut. Anas, 6 points, 3 dunks for him as they extend their lead to 13. Brownlee using the Junmar Fajardo screen as he converts on the mid-range jumper. Let's see if Brownlee can get himself going here in the second half, because Gilas, they need a leader. They need a spark on offense to try and bounce back here in this match. That shot is blocked but recovered by Anas. The swing to the corner. 3-point shot goes for Ahmed Adel Metwali. 7 3-point conversion. And that is tough because that was almost a stop for Gilas. Ball just not bouncing their way. Oh, poor turnover here. And it will result to another slam dunk for Egypt. Zaran with 9 points, just poking the ball away from Brownlee. 16-point lead, the biggest of the match for Egypt. Another poor pass. Oh, but they recover on defense. Talking about Gilas. A pass to the corner. Ramos could not convert. The ball tapped off of Egypt. It'll stay on the side of the Philippines. 14 on the shot clock. Again, the passes have not been on point. And against the tall and lanky defenders of Egypt, they're able to force turnovers and get on the run. Brownlee of the crossover. Attacks inside. That will be a foul drawn by JB. Brownlee kept his dribble. He was nudged by Orabi. Brownlee now posting up. The jumper is sweet. He is trying to power the offense for Gilas Pilipinas here. Zara trying to flop. Did not get the attention of the referees. But still, it is a 14-point advantage for Egypt. Another 3 on the way. This one rims out. Gilas is a much-needed step. Can they take another step forward? And no, they won't, as it will be a turnover against AJ Edo. Couple of poor passes and now a traveling violation. A tough start for AJ Edo. Slight shuffle of the feet. Sharp eyes from the ref. Another turnover for Gilas. Egypt. The attack inside goes nowhere, but it is saved. I mean, even the breaks are going their way here. Good extra pass, one dribble, pull-up jumper. Well defended by Brownlee. Dwight on the push. Ramos passes at the last moment to Brownlee inside for 2. Brownlee doing everything he can to power the offense for Gilas here in the third quarter. But the passing has been on point for Egypt. And this big man has been a recipient of great setup passes. quick counterattack will not come to fruition for Gilas. Oh, this is wide open from Scotty, and he finally connects from deep. A three-point shot, a much-needed one for Gilas. Approaching the midway mark now of this third quarter, an 11-point lead for Egypt, 48-37. We're right back where we started here in the second half. Turnaround jumper. In and out for Ehab. Brownlee walking it down. Early ball screen action. Edu finally decides to take a shot, misses. Junmar with the offensive rebound. He was hounded by so many defenders. Oh, I think Gilas thought there was a foul call. None was whistled as we play on. Now it is finally a foul. Was it a foul? Was it a 3-second violation? Not quite sure, but it results to a turnover against Egypt nonetheless. Yep, it was a 3-second violation against Omar Tarek Orabi. Good chance for Gilas to get within striking distance. Fajardo posting up. Hand off to Scotty. Thompson to Edu. He's been hesitating in taking that mid-range look. The swipe from behind results to another foul for Egypt. Second team foul in the second quarter. I mean, that shot is one that AJ Edu practices so much. I've seen him work on either a one-hander or a set shot from that distance. But he has been hesitant as of late. Let's see if he can regain his confidence and trust his stroke a little later on. Gilas. Knockout play resulting to 2 free throws here for Brownlee. 6 points in the quarter for JB. Thompson adding 3 as they've battled Egypt to a 9-9 deadlock so far. Brownlee leading all scorers with 15 points. Missing that first free throw. Problem for Gilas is that no one is near scoring double digits. AJ Edu with 6 points. Thompson, Fajardo, and Ramos with 4 apiece. The only other double-digit scorer in yesterday's game against Lebanon was Calvin Oftana, who had 10 points, but he can't get himself going in limited minutes here in this match. That will be another turnover against Egypt. So these are good developments for the side of Gilas, forcing turnovers, putting some pressure on the offense of Egypt. Can they now capitalize? JB, the pass to Thompson. Scotty pulls it back out. Handoff now to Dwight. Brownlee against a smaller defender. JB forcing the issue. He loses the ball completely. He dribbled it right into the strength of the defender. The quick hands resulting to a turnover. And that will be a foul from behind. Anas will be stepping to the line for 2. Opportunity for second chance points here for Egypt, as they've won the rebounding battle so far. Not by a huge mark, 27-23 against Gilas, as Anas bags the first free throw in. Misses the second one. Back to an 11-point lead for Egypt.
على اللوحه حتى في الاتحاد السكندري.
Thompson up top.
حاجة جديدة. خلينا نشوف.
Quick handoff. Scotty lace it up and in. Starting to make noise here in the third quarter. 5 points in the period for Scotty.
الدرايف بيقلل الفارق ل9 نقاط. 49.
The crowd getting into it as well in Doha. Egypt banking on another big-time three-point shot from Zaran to quiet them down. 12 points now for Zaran in the match.
برافو 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 يا زهران. ومحاولة
Brownlee
والكرة
pushed by Zaran.
بيقول له ما تعترضش، حماس كبير لكن فاول. عمرو زهران
2 minutes 54 seconds remaining in your third quarter.
يعني
Gilas Pilipinas
حماس
trying to inch closer, trying to bridge the gap before the start of the fourth.
اللي هو
But the three-point shots have been falling for Egypt. Brownlee could not connect with his. Now they go on the run. The slow step. Oh, miss on the fast break layup. A counter here for Gilas. Oh, they turn it over. That's a poor pass coming from Scotty.
برافو 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 برافو. مش عاجبه هذا المعلم سكوت لاعب الفريق الفلبيني.
As they get tagged with a foul.
40 رميتين حرتين لإيهاب أمين. نشوفها تاني يا ولد يا ولد.
And when you turn the ball over, especially on a fast break opportunity, that will result to a quick fast break counterattack, as Coach Tim Cohen just could not believe that a foul was called against Thompson on that play.
نقطة لإيهاب أمين. نقطة 53 40. لكن ثلاثية بصراحة عمرو زهران كانت مهمة للغاية في وقت كان بيتم فيه.
Chris Newsome will check back into this matchup.
53 40 أعزائي المشاهدين.
In just a little bit.
فارق للمنتخب المصري في حالة انتهاء اللقاء بهذه النتيجة يكون المنتخب المصري هو اللي حصل على كأس البطولة النسخة الثانية، وبعد كده هيكون المنتخب اللبناني شقيقه هو الوصيف بالميدالية الفضية، ويأتي المنتخب الفلبيني
Warning was called
البرونزية بالمركز الثاني.
against Gilas
بدأ يفقد
to the disagreement of Coach Tim Cohen.
بصراحة يعني الفريق المصري كمان
Amin now shooting.
في هذه الفترة. لكن خلونا
Free throw and he converts.
المجد يعود.
14-point lead. So Egypt doing just enough to quell the rally attempt coming from Gilas. At least some offense from Brownlee, some offense from Scotty Thompson, but someone else will have to step up and chip in buckets for the blue shirts here in the third quarter. Can it be Junmar? Fardo working on the low block. Brownlee, jumper's good. He has 20. Oh, check that. 18 points a game for JB with 2 minutes and change left. Zahran, the push shot. Just a foul as there was contact from behind. This is Mido getting some contact coming from Newsome. As he see that nice screen from Dwight Ramos, giving Brownlee enough time to gear up for the jumper.
كرداني و54 43.
And it was an 11-point lead at the half for Egypt after outscoring
اي كلمه تاني هيبقى في تكنيكال فاول.
Gilas 21-9
على الكوتش
in the second quarter.
فريق الفلبين. ميدو من جديد على التصويب، ينجح في الرميه الحره. يبقى اذا كانت هناك في رميه حره.
I don't believe that is the correct score here.
اللي حصل عليه ميدو اثناء التصويب.
Let's see if our technical officials will be able to sort that out as we're playing with less than 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Fardo posting up. Junmar drawing contact, and that should lead to 2 free throws.
دي لصالح الفلبين. اعتقد ان هناك يعني تعديل للسكور، حطوا النقاط عند الفلبين، النتيجه 56-42 وسامح صلاح ادرى مني.
And Junmar in this matchup, 4 points, 6 rebounds, couple of assists, and they finally correct the score. It is 56-42.
طبعا مدير فني في مصر نادي الاتصالات وعامل نتائج اكثر من هايله، فوز كتير لجنبه الجرحي.
But Egypt is in penalty.
جنبهم طبعا رامي جنيدي.
Pardo coming up short on the first free throw.
الثلاثه اللي موجودين خلف الكرداني. خالد عبد الناصر اللي موجود في البنش، هل هيبقى
That is 5 of 9 from the stripe for Gilas.
ولا لا؟ خلونا نشوف.
Now 6 of 10. As Fajardo manages a split.
عدلوا السكور فعلا زي ما قلت لحضراتكم 56 وهنا تسجيل لرميه حره بقت 43.
Gilas Pilipinas, they need a strong finish here in the third quarter.
يعني اهو على طول انس
Active defense so far. Anas loses the ball on the way up. He recovers. That fall away shot will not fall. Fajardo with the rebound.
الكره تعود الان مره جديده فلبينيه.
Good opportunities to score on the run. Ramos pushed. So 2 more free throws coming his way.
اعتقد هيبقى هو التغيير اللي كنت بقول لحضراتكم عليه عشان الحفاظ على اخطاء فيجو.
And Gilas will have to maximize the penalty situation, even if it happened late here in the third quarter. They'll have to shoot at a decent clip from the stripe, because every point matters when you're trying to climb back from a double-digit deficit. The first free throw is good for Dwight.
الرياضي اللبناني ما كانش موجود خالد مع فرقته. اعتقد راح معاهم.
And it is still Justin Brownlee running the show here, leading all scorers
الجماهير
with 18 points in the game, but at least getting some help
المباريات دي ما لا تدخل اي
from Scotty Thompson here in the third quarter.
اي فلبيني الا ما يسالك البطوله
56-45.
التذاكر انتهت بنسبه
It's a 17-17 deadlock in the third quarter.
لإقامة البطولة بثلاث أيام.
Where's this play going for Egypt? And they've been launching shots from beyond the arc. Baseline drive. And a foul is drawn by Khaled. The drive and the kick. A slight opening. Ramos. All he could do there was try and not give up the slam dunk to Khaled Abdel Nasser Abdel Gawad.
والجماهير المصرية اللي أعدادها طبعا أقل بكتير من الجماهير الفلبينية.
Now 9 of 12 shooting from the stripe for Egypt.
وتاني برافو يا كيجو لكن تضيع من كيجو.
And that unfortunately bounces off of a Gilas Pilipinas player. An extra possession for the white shirts with a fresh 14 on the clock. Dozen point lead for Egypt. This is Khaled posting up, forces it, misses. And Gilas will complete the stop. Dwight on the attack. Ramos forces it, misses. And now about 6-second differential between the game clock and shot clock. At the tail end of this third quarter, 57-45, a 12-point lead for Egypt. Top ball screen action. As there's a foul called inside before the shot attempt. That will be the final foul to give for Gilas. They will leave Egypt with 9.5 to work with. Egypt now milking the clock. And then the pull-up jumper will be a miss coming from Mohamed Taha. And the Philippines opening up their campaign with a win. Come from behind win against the home squad of Qatar. Losing in their second matchup against Lebanon. Now down by 12 points against Egypt. As we begin our fourth quarter with a miss. CJ Perez seeing his first action of this matchup, sharing the floor with Kevin Kimbao, Justin Brownlee. A very small lineup for Gilas. Let's see if the speed can make up for their lack of size. The rebounding might be a bit of a problem for this unit, leading to those two second chance points for Egypt. Man-to-man defense coming from Egypt. As CJ overcooks that jump shot. And who will defend the interior? That's a question now for Gilas Pilipinas. No AJ Edu, no Junmar Fajardo. Egypt very patient inside, and that's another bucket from Mustafa Mohamed El Mekawi. Back-to-back hits coming from him, and it forces an early timeout from Coach Tim Cohn here in your fourth quarter. 61-56, back to a 16-point lead. Their games here in the second Doha International Cup will be all in preparation for the upcoming FIBA Asia Cup. He said that if the Philippines was not yet qualified, they will be focusing all their efforts into beating Chinese Taipei and New Zealand in the final window of the Asia Cup qualifiers. But since Gilas will already make it to those competitions this coming August, they want to test this lineup, test this squad, especially without Kai Soto. Try to get that experience against different teams, different looks. Qatar poses a different challenge. Lebanon, even more so. And of course, this Egyptian side playing in the FIBA Africas don't really get a lot of opportunities to go up against them. So this is a chance that Coach Tim Cohn wanted to take. He knew it will be difficult, but for him, difficult is good. Difficult will turn some of our young players into tougher individuals moving forward. I think this might be an experiment of what could happen in case AJ Edu, Junmar Fajardo, or both turn into foul troubles, get into foul troubles in their future tournaments. He's testing out if the other bigs, if Carl Tamayo and Kevin Kimbao can man the fort and hold it down. But now AJ back in the matchup. Brownlee, I think, sprayed his ankle a little bit in their last attack. Steps out of this ball game, possibly for good. Of course, Coach Tim Cohn will be playing it safe when it comes to the health of Justin Brownlee and any player for that matter wearing a Gilas Pilipinas jersey. Again, these are preparation games, as this will be another foul. Double team broken as Kevin Kimbao is tagged with it. Again, we thank you for your continued support of Gilas Pilipinas. Their third and final match in Doha, Qatar. Another patient attack here coming from Egypt as Mohab Yasser Abdelatif converts on that running one-hander to extend their lead back up to 16. Tamayo posting up, making a move, turns to the other side. Tamayo showing great patience, but will not be rewarded with a bucket.
صعدت إلى
Egypt's head coach calling for a thumb down play. Ball screen action. Launch 3-point shot is good again for Ehab Amin Saleh. Tremendous effort for him in this game.
يعني ما بيروحش علشان يشوف ماتش باسكت. انت عارف انت لما تكون يا مستمع ليا في وطننا العربي لما رايح تتفرج على مسرحيه.
Gilas Pilipinas once again struggling to put points on the board in the fourth quarter. Same story happened against Lebanon in their game yesterday, where they could only put up 6 points against a 24 fourth quarter points of the Lebanese side. Let's see who can score a couple of buckets for Gilas. That will be good effort from Carl Tamayo. He'll get a couple of free throws off of that drive. A huge difference in this ball game. 3-point shooting in favor of Egypt. They're 9 of 27. Percentage might not be that high, but for Gilas, only 3 of 13. So in just 3-point shooting, in that facet alone, it's already an 18-point advantage for Egypt. 2 misses for Tamayo, but he will be given a replacement. Luckily for him, an opportunity to adjust. Oh boy, 3 misses for Tamayo. Luckily for him and the rest of Gilas Pilipinas, that ball was tapped out by Egypt. So fresh 14 for the Philippines. Now the last stand will have to start soon for Gilas. And it'll have to start without Justin Brownlee. That's a 3 for Kevin Kiambao. Exactly what they needed at this stage of the game. Only the 4th 3-point conversion for Gilas. 16-point deficit. No rush coming from Egypt. They know that they can take their sweet time. Another 3-point shot. What a counter. Another big one for Ehab Amin Saleh. Has 15 points. Back-to-back triples. And that really hurts the momentum that Gilas was trying to build. Edu finally finds a friend. A pull-up jumper, strong, coming from Aftana. And that ball is saved by Mustafa. Approaching the midway mark now of our final quarter. Foul is called against Newsome, resulting to 2 free throws here for Egypt.
بعد بداية ما كانتش على الشكل المطلوب المنتخب الفلبيني بدأ بالبداية جيدة لكن سرعان ما تماسك المنتخب المصري وعاد من جديد.
Ehab Amin Saleh has been nothing short of extraordinary for Egypt. 16 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists. Leading his squad in scoring and in the assist department as well. He is a plus 12 in the 24 minutes that he played in this game. Newsome gets subbed out. In comes CJ Perez with Gilas down by 21 points. Again, after this tournament, Gilas will be headed home, I believe, to the Philippines, but only for a quick turnaround before they march forward to 2 away games, the first of which will be against Chinese Taipei this coming Thursday. That will be 7 p.m. Philippine time. After that, they will fly to Auckland in New Zealand to take on the Tall Blacks once again at 10 a.m. Philippine time on February 23. That is a Sunday to close out their stint in the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. Good transition attack. And that will be a goaltending violation whistled against Egypt.
الكرة لمصلحة المنتخب الفلبيني.
Nice bounce pass
عبد الناصر.
connecting from Oftana. But this was
قلت
the
الأسماء
fast break play before that,
كتير الموجودين. قلت
as
مين
Egypt
ورامي
has
جلال،
just
رامي
dictated
جلال وسنين،
this matchup ever since the second quarter.
وإسلام جمعة الدكتور
No real flow
صلاح
coming from
الجميل،
Gilas, not
الدكتور محمد
a
جمال،
huge opportunity to come back.
اللي يعني أسطوري.
Slight explosion coming from the Barangay Ginebra duo of Justin Brownlee and Scotty Thompson.
ملك التحليل.
Got them close in the third quarter, but the three-point shots are just falling. I mean, everything that Amin has launched has somehow fallen for him, as he now has 20 points in the game. He even walked away from that one full confidence that it was headed in.
شوف هنا اللي بيسقف ورا ده بيبو اخو عمرو زهران، ثلاثه او زهران فاميلي، صاحبه شركه كره السله للانتاج الفني الاهلاويه.
Now a 24-point lead for Egypt as AJ Edu exits the matchup.
احنا دلوقتي بنشوف في الملعب عمرو.
Heavy minutes for him as he and Junmar had to play a majority of the 4 and 5 minutes here in this ball game with the absence of Kai Soto. Again, Egypt competing in the FIBA Africas. They're actually ranked lower than the Philippines at 38, 34 for the Philippines. But they sent a tremendous squad, well prepared for this competition. And they have swept through Qatar, Lebanon, and now the Philippines as CJ was bumped on that attack.
عمل توليفه جديده، شفنا عناصر جديده وشفنا اطمئنان. البطوله ناجحه
and going up against taller African players is necessary for our squad to get more acquainted with their gameplay. What arc you need to get the jumpers to fall, how quickly you'll have to take the layups for them to not be blocked from behind. And I'm sure that they will be picking up adjustments moving forward should these two teams see each other once again at some point in the future. Amos also checking in to see action here as a foul was called against Kevin Kiambao on that N1 opportunity. And the rebounding simply dominated by the white shirts using their supreme size. Earlier, the rebounding numbers were a little tight, but now it's all on the side of Egypt. Two minutes, 42 seconds remaining here in this match between the Philippines and Egypt. And the African squad will go undefeated in your second Doha International Cup, defeating Qatar, Lebanon, and are well on their way to beating the Philippines in their final assignment. Again, we thank you for joining us. Salamat po sa inyong pagpupuyat, pagsuporta sa Gilas Pilipinas. Of course, not the result that we all want, but these are preparation games. Coach Timcon testing out multiple units, different looks, different opportunities for certain players. As we have two FIBA Asia Cup qualifier games remaining. Shusha lost the shoe. Will be given the opportunity to retie it. There it was. Tamayo accidentally stepping on his shoe. Again, reminding you that we have two games remaining for the third window of the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers this Thursday against Chinese Taipei, and the much-awaited rematch against the New Zealand All Blacks this coming Sunday. Thursday game at 7 p.m., Sunday game at 10 a.m. Those are in Manila time. Let's see if Gilas can sweep the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers and repeat against Chinese Taipei and New Zealand. I'm sure New Zealand will be preparing heavily as they want revenge for the loss that they took at the Mall of Asia Arena. The first win for Gilas Pilipinas in a FIBA competition against the Tall Blacks as a three-point shot landed by Carl Tamayo. Three-point shooting a heavy advantage for Egypt in this game. 11 of 31 for 35%. But again, this is something that the Philippines will have to learn how to survive without Kai Soto manning the middle, without him being a help defender, without him being, a tremendous offensive option as well. We continue to wish Soto all the best as he recovers from an ACL injury. Had the operation done already, but the operation is just one part. It's the tough grind back. That will be quite challenging, of course, for a player like Kai Soto. But as Coach Timpon said, he's very young, so he'll be expected to bounce back completely from it. CJ overshooting the three-point shot. Malonzo gives it right back to him off the offensive rebound, but he misses on that lefty layup. Final couple of possessions left. Here we're in the third and final game of Gilas Pilipinas in the second Doha International Cup. How about another shot landing from the outside, everything falling. Even Yasin Ahmed Nasser converting on the three-point shot. Malonzo will miss on his, and that will be the last shot attempt of this game and of this tournament. Egypt will go undefeated. So Gilas, after picking up a win against Qatar, will suffer back-to-back defeats against Lebanon and Egypt.